Hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, uncertain futures. That's the theme of today's latest Chelsea news. We're going to go through a few players that seem to have probably no future at Chelsea Football Club. So, besides Conor Gallagher, we're going to talk about Conor Gallagher as well. There's some information about him, but Ian Maatsen, there's some talks about Andrey Santos. So, yeah, let's get into this. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get stuck into this latest news. We're gonna go through the news from Chelsea HQ. This particular account is up to date at the moment. So if you're not following Chelsea HQ, make sure you guys go out and follow this particular account on X. The latest news, as it states, it's in regards to Ian Maatsen. We're going to start off with Ian Maatsen. There's other news as well. Quite a few information, quite a few quotes coming from Ian Maatsen. It goes something like this: I still think it's possible to play more at Chelsea. Accepting you won't play is difficult. As a young boy, you always want more. I get confidence from the manager's words, and I'm ready when the opportunity comes. Look, I'm glad that he's feeling optimistic as a player. Obviously, you have to feel optimistic, but the way it's kind of set up right now, I can't see where this guy plays. You know, the level of players that we already have. Not saying that his level is, lower than them. I actually believe in Ian Maatsen a lot. I wish Chelsea utilized Ian Maatsen a lot more in the earlier stages when there was a lot of injuries. Now that a lot of the injured players are coming back, Ian Maatsen wasn't even featuring when there was injuries. And now with all these injured players potentially coming back, he's way below in the pecking order. So, look, love his confidence, but at the moment, it looks like Pochettino, he's not going to utilize him. Where is he going to utilize him? There seems to be too many options ahead of him. And unfortunately, he needs to start thinking about his future. And Chelsea, I think, is making it quite obvious that he's not part of the plan. So more from Ian Maatsen. Meanwhile, I have to keep all options open. Maybe I'll have to make a difficult decision later on, but then Chelsea will also let me know. There you go. I think he's sort of preparing himself that he's going to most likely leave Chelsea Football Club. And he's also getting the inkling that most likely Chelsea want him to leave as well. Ian Maatsen, Vincent Kompany told me he would keep an eye on me. We'll still have contact from time to time. We still have contact from time to time. Look, I'm not sure why Ian Maatsen didn't take up the Burnley opportunity on deadline day. If you guys remember, he was one of Vincent Kompany's most important players last season. And all along, I thought this is probably what's going to happen. He's going to end up at Burnley, maybe on a loan. He's probably going to, sign a contract extension at Chelsea, go to Burnley, have Premier League experience with Burnley. He would have started for Burnley, undoubtedly. On the left side, whether it's a left back position or left wing back position, he would have started and he would have gained that experience in the Premier League. I thought that would have been the perfect case scenario. Sign the contract extension with Chelsea, go out on a loan. But maybe he's not too keen on the contract extension with Chelsea. He wants a proper, contract given to him, a lucrative contract probably. I think he said in recent times that he wants to feel important. He wants to feel important at the football club, and that's the level of contract he wants. I think Chelsea Football Club has a contract ready for him, but it's not what Ian Maatsen kind of wants. So, look, maybe this is one of the reasons why he didn't choose Burnley on deadline day. I just thought that would have made sense, and now he's in this conundrum where he hasn't played much, and come January transfer window, he needs to make a decision. From Chelsea's point of view, if they're able to sell Ian Maatsen, who's got, I think, one more year left, there was a clause in his contract that he can trigger another year, so he can do that. So Chelsea can make some pure profit because he's an academy player. And from Ian Maatsen's point of view, it's time to go and, keep playing. You're a young player. You need to keep playing at the moment and keep developing. For me, this particular player is a very, very good talent. I think we could have utilized him earlier on in the season just behind Nicholas Jackson as a number 10. He's played really well in the preseason in those areas as well. Definitely can play on the left side, left wing. We've also seen him play on the right side. He's become a forward player. He's become a very versatile player, very attack-minded player who's capable of playing anywhere in the front, obviously, instead of being a striker. But I think he can play in midfield. I think he can play in the wings. He can definitely play in the left back and left wing back positions as well. So a very, very good, versatile player. And I'm sure wherever he goes, I think that particular team will benefit a lot. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, how you feel about Ian Maatsen. Do you think he's been hard done by? Do you think Chelsea could have been a little bit more upfront about his position at Chelsea Football Club, and maybe done a bit more to allow him to go in the summer window? I don't know whether allow is the right word, but maybe convince him to go a little in the summer window. Let me know what your thoughts are about him as a player and how you feel about this situation in regards to Ian Maatsen. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, if recall, Chelsea could look to send Andrey Santos back out on loan for the second half of the season, or he could join back up with Mauricio Pochettino's first team squad. This is coming from Standard Sport. Look, this is what I want to say in regards to Andrey Santos, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot screw this player up. We have screwed a lot of players up in the past. We've bought a lot of youngsters. The thing about buying a lot of youngsters is not everyone's going to make it at Chelsea Football Club. But this particular player, we have seen the quality he can bring at Chelsea in the preseason. I thought he would have been a sensational sort of backup player to Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, if we wanted to give Enzo a bit of break, Andrey Santos is a player that can definitely, mimic the kind of play that Enzo does. But it's sad that we've let him go, and also we've let him go to a particular team like Nottingham Forest, who we know from last season they had a huge squad, and they're not in a position to develop a young player. They're in a position where they need to win and they need to stick around in the Premier League. They're not in the business of development at the moment. They're in the business of getting points and making sure they don't get relegated. This season, a lot of people will say the time when we sent him on a loan, they didn't buy all of those plethora of players. They bought all of that after Andrey Santos. But here's my thing about that particular situation. Us, as a club, we should have done our research. We should have asked Nottingham Forest, what's your transfer plans? Do you have more players coming in, or are you actually going to be playing Andrey Santos in your midfield? We should have done that research. And also from Nottingham Forest's point of view, they should have been quite, upfront about it. They should have been honest about the situation that, look, you know what? We've got plans in the final days of the transfer window to bring in more players, because all of that stuff doesn't materialize overnight. Like, you plan all of those things. You don't just rock up on deadline day and think, you know what, we're going to buy 3 or 4 players. No, you have a plan to do that all along, right? So they would have known. So they should have been a bit more honest about Andrey Santos' situation, that are we actually going to use this player? Why bring in a loanee from Chelsea if you're not going to utilize him? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it does not make sense. What benefit does Nottingham Forest get by not utilizing Andrey Santos? Why loan him at all then? So, look, all I'm going to say is I think mistake was made from Chelsea. Mistake has been made from Nottingham Forest as well. But in January, well, up until January, after the international break, if he still doesn't feature, I think Andrey Santos definitely needs to come back. Then we need to decide, do we keep Andrey Santos in the first team, or do we send him out on a loan? Me, personally, I think we should probably keep him. As I said, I think we can utilize him as a replacement, as a backup to Enzo Fernandez whenever we want to give him a little bit of break. I think he holds a lot more value than someone like Cucurella at the moment in the team. I think someone like Andrey Santos can bring a little bit more for the team. So that's just my thought. But if we do send him out on a loan, we better be very careful where we send him out to, because no point in sending him out to a particular team again where he's not going to be utilized. Send him where he is going to be utilized, and it's a half decent team at least, not a team that just consistently defends and just lets in goals. A team that has some chance of battling. Do you know what I mean? We have to be careful with players like Andrey Santos that we don't stunt their growth. And players like him will get demoralized. They really will. We need to make sure that they stay upbeat. Next up, Conor Gallagher would sign a new Chelsea contract today if it was on the table. This is coming from Simon Phillips. Look, this is going to happen. And in my opinion, it should happen now. I was skeptical about this player, no more skeptical. I think this player has kind of outperformed at the moment Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo in Chelsea midfield. This player has shown immense growth, immense development that I could not imagine that he could do all of that. The way he's growing at the moment in terms of his ball playing ability as well. And I know there's a lot more still to develop, but I just didn't think he had that in him. I thought he had the passion, the desire, the will to play for Chelsea Football Club. There's no doubt about the fact that he's proper Chelsea. But he's actually putting the hard yards to upgrade his skill set, which is incredible to see. Incredible to see. And the belief that Pochettino has instilled in him to the point where he's now captaining our side when Reece James is not available as well, and Ben Chilwell is unavailable too, is a testament of where his situation's at Chelsea Football Club right now. So kudos to him. I think a new contract will be provided to him. We'll see whether it's a lucrative style of a contract. I don't know how much he's on at the moment, but I guess he's not on too much money. And if we are looking to put him in the market, which I doubt we will anymore, it'll be interesting to see how long Chelsea waits till they give this particular player a new contract. We have to understand this guy is Mauricio Pochettino's main player at the moment, one of his main players. So I don't think it's in the best interest for Chelsea to let go of someone like Conor Gallagher. But if he was put in the market, 50 million is no longer viable. I think Conor Gallagher is worth a lot more. Right now, the way he's playing, he's minimum 70 million. Minimum. There's so many other rubbish players that are going for exorbitant amount of money. This guy actually brings a lot of things to the team. So for me, he's easily 70 million player. A player that has shown that he can add goals as well from midfield. And in recent times, he's actually been producing assists as well for Chelsea. So he's turning out to be a very, very interesting scenario for us at Chelsea Football Club. I'm very keen to see how much he rises. The trajectory at the moment of his growth is quite exponential. So let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you think about Conor Gallagher. Do you think he deserves a new contract? Let me know. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of side news. Corinthians have now set Gabriel Moscato's price at 30 million euros, with Chelsea still leading the race. Some people, I believe, Shubra, if you're watching this, you guys would know who Shubra is from the live chat. He said that this brother, is the Brazilian Declan Rice. So there's a lot of hype about him. I can see why Chelsea's going for a player like him. And as I said, this is one of Chelsea's remit. This is one of the ways Chelsea are looking to increase their revenue. They see that all of these talented players around the world, if you can get them nice and early and for cheap, you can pretty much sell them for a higher price and make a decent amount of profit. So Chelsea have identified this is a great way to increase revenue. But, look, do we need another midfielder right now? Probably not. We've got a plethora of midfielders. Don't forget, Cassidy is at Leicester as well. So plenty of options in midfield right now. So someone like Moscato, maybe, who knows, if we do continue building up that multi-club model structure. Right now we've got Strasbourg. If we keep buying more clubs, who knows, maybe we just keep buying these players and then farm them out into those clubs down the track. We'll see what happens. Last but not least, Lecce left back Patrick Dorgu. My dream is, of course, to play in the Premier League. My favorite club is Chelsea, and my idol used to be Eden Hazard. So, look, I don't know who this particular brother is, but the question that I want to pose to you guys, and let me know in the comment section, is there a need for a left back down the track? Ben Chilwell, I don't know. I think he's coming to an end of his Chelsea career. Apparently he's not going to feature at the end of this year anymore. He's most likely going to come back next year, sometime January. He's copped a really big injury once again, and that's the series of injuries continues for Ben Chilwell. Left back at the moment is Cucurella. We've already seen, Levi Colwill being utilized as a left back at Chelsea Football Club, which I don't think is sustainable, Levi Colwill as a left back. So Cucurella at the moment is the only left back. Obviously, we've got Ian Maatsen, who seems to be on the way out from Chelsea Football Club. So is there a chance where Chelsea potentially looks at buying a left back, which seems kind of ridiculous when we already had Lewis Hall, but we've let go of Lewis Hall as well. So let me know in the comment section, what do you know about Patrick Dorgu? And also down the track, do you think there is a need to buy someone on the left side? Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone, take care and see you. Bye.